Yeah, fuck them. The troops will just have to starve. Alrighty, well, gonna be get back into some more Berserk. As with One Piece, all I'm gonna say is I'm gonna be doing an indeterminate amount of this show, and it's a small show, so I should be able to finish it this year, right? But I'm not committed to that. I'm committed to a lot of other shows, so I can't be committed to this. This is like bonus. When I have a few minutes extra time in a month, I'll knock out a couple of these. And I've actually figured out a way to do this way faster than One Piece, for instance, because it's a full reaction. And I'm going to screen record the show because I realized since I don't need audio, I can screen record as I watch wearing headphones. So I'll be able to sync up. So, like, the screen recording ties up my computer for 25 minutes. Watching it ties up my computer for 25 minutes. That's not even talking about, like, editing it all together, making sure it syncs up, and, editing the intro and outro and everything. Exporting takes a long time. Uploading takes a long time. So the screen record is extra time I just don't have for, like, bonus material. But I figured out I can screen record as I watch, which saves me a half hour. That may not sound like much, but saving me an hour could be like an extra video a week, possibly. So anyway, the point is that's going to allow me to do even more of this than I was going to be able to once I figured this out, because I don't need the sound. Because trying to screen record as you watch something, like I've seen a lot of reactors do this, because it does save a lot of time, the audio is crap. Right? So like syncing it up is crap because, the video, my video and the episode video drifts. You have to adjust it as you edit because it drifts a second here or a second there. It's either one of them's a second too fast. When it happens with audio, then you got to go in and it's got to be perfect, which is really hard to do. So anyway, the point is, once I realized that I can screen record because there is no audio because it is a full reaction, make my life so much easier. I'm also going to do this with Legend of Galactic Heroes. That's going to, now that I've caught up with my screen records, I'll never have to screen record ahead of time again. I'm going to do this. So that's going to help. But no promises. I'm going to try to do an indeterminate amount per month, but we'll just see how it goes. I'll have some good months, I'll have some bad months. Having said that, let's go ahead and get into this. This is episode 5, and I'll be linking the video in the description below. So, one more thing before we get started, though. It's interesting because I hadn't heard nothing about this series. Like, I've heard of Legend of Galactic Heroes. I had heard of Attack on Titan. I had heard of Hunter x Hunter. I was calling it Hunter x Hunter, because I didn't know anything about it. I've heard of Attack on Titan. I've heard of Sailor Moon. I've heard of, like, a lot of these things that are really big. But this anime is really big for me. I've never heard a word about it. Not a single word. Maybe it's because it's so short, and all those other things I mentioned went on a bunch longer. Maybe that's possible. But, like, I was refreshing myself with the characters and the plot, and I rewatched the previous episode before I started this, just to make sure I'm on the same page and everything. It's been a while. And, there's a huge internet presence for this. Like, there's a whole wiki for it, for a small-time 25-episode series. Apparently there's, like, new series that have come out, or reboots or something. I'm not really clear. I didn't really research that much. But there's a huge internet presence for a show I've never heard of. So it's interesting. This has not really penetrated the content sphere I existed in before I started doing reactions, where those other shows had. But so far I've really enjoyed it, so I can see why it's so popular. We're going on 1. 3, 2, 1. I don't believe that. But maybe in this world. What we need Berserk. Damn, there's a lot of blood. Yeah, surrounding so we can all die at once. That's right. I have to say, I really like Griffin's armor design. There was so much of that back in the day, right? There'd be helmets were basically designed to look like various animals and stuff. But his is really cool. Like I like the sharp angles. One thing I've noticed about anime, one of the tropes that's been common in everything I've seen, they love using the wind because it's an elemental force, right? Western animation doesn't really give a shit about wind. You don't really see somebody standing there with the wind blowing the cape like we saw in the opening sequence. But Hunter x Hunter does it. Um, Fullmetal Alchemist does it. Alchemist. I keep saying Alchemist. They all do the wind thing because it's an elemental force. It's like fire and everything, water. Damn, the blood is flowing like wine. That's when you really take an L. When your buddy goes on top of you. Also, their armor is not really very effective. One sword slash and you're bleeding all over the place. That's right. Also, I love the fact that, and this is, you see how everybody else's helmet is like there's a huge slash? Like, there, that guy. You can see not only his eyes, but you see his nose and part of his face. Griffin's armor, he has eye slots and everything else is protected. That's just a better design. Not only is it cool, but it's also just a better design, right? Look at that. He's way more protected in the face. Alas. It's all good, brah. That's right. Kiss his ass. They were doing this at the end of the last episode, too. That I just rewatched. Yeah, I didn't leave enough killing for the rest of you. Uh oh. Uh oh. Never a good thing from your superior officer. I assume she's superior to him in rank, right? Look at the dude covered in one dude's mouth. Apparently he's a big mouth. Uh oh. So it was a problem. You said it wasn't a problem that he did that. Uh oh. Cuts him out. You got to follow the plan, man. You can't be lone dogging it out there. And somebody heard you say Leroy Jenkins. Look at that look on his face. Yeah. You probably already did. Well, you have to say for yourself. You better. All right. Okay. Cool. That's all we wanted. Yeah. So she don't believe him. Okay. Cool. Oh shit! Time jump. Real. A rabid dog, shall we say? Yeah. Yeah. What? We gonna duel? Denied. Yeah. Now I get to cuss him out, and he won't be grabbing my hand. Believe that. Uh oh. You know, if she outranks you, she can send you on point. Oh shit, that's right. That's right, chump. My point is, don't shit talk your superior officer in a time of war. They could put you in a position to be really messed up. Yeah, yeah. Maybe you shouldn't be side by side anymore. Put them on separate sides of the army, right? In your own way. So you're saying she's right. I assume they're following the manga, right? Like really closely, like it's an accurate adaptation because this is so weird. You got two episodes and you have this massive time jump, and now they spent the first 7 minutes like catching us up on the fact. Well, not there was a battle and then an opening credit sequence, but they've spent like a large portion of this episode catching us up on the fact it's been 3 years. Just an interesting choice. Oh, he knew what you were gonna do. So you take that into account next time. He knew you were a mad dog. You can't have the hot dogs in the military. Like it's an organized unit, right? You can't just all be cowboy and up, Great voiceover direction here. What on earth? Hey, he's a sellsword. What are you gonna do? They're very useful. Wonder if this legitimizes the people under his command or it's just him. I'm not saying it makes them all nice, but it does legitimize them. Damn, that kid looks like he's about 12 years old. What's up? It does. So it does legitimize them. And that's what I thought. Shut the hell up. Yeah. It does put more pressure on you. Yeah, why do you keep staying next to her if you don't like her? Because he does like her. I got something to say, but hopefully I remember. I like that he puts a weight on it, by the way. It makes it easier to swing when you don't have the weight on it. Like, it feels light in battle, right? Because you're used to swinging it when it's heavier. How dare these commoners come into our rich and elitist military? Tell you what, assuming this is the original music and it has been like messed with, like I've seen with other shows, they got a good soundtrack on the show. Place commercial here. Well, oh, wow, war is dangerous. Are you serious, kid? Right. Yeah, it was almost like we shouldn't have questioned you. Like you might know what you're doing. Hey guys. Yes, motherfucker. This guy runs his mouth too much. Yeah. You seem very disgruntled, sir. Maybe you should write to HR. You know? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's just bad for morale. I like how they set this up because he's gonna Leroy Jenkins again, isn't he? Yeah, because I know he's gonna fuck it up. So you need to get his back. I mentioned this in a previous episode, but like that form of animation, just a still frame and you pan the camera across, the camera move makes it look like the animation's moving, but it's not. Very cheap and easy to do. See, like you have the movement in front, but the back they're not moving. So you all you had to animate was the wagon, right? It's a stripped down, low budget form of animation, but it works. A lot of it's done with the camera move. It's yeah, they're doing the most. They're just stretching every dollar. Is my point. Nobody with hair like that should ever be questioned. Like it's too late. They've made too many bad life choices. That too, with reflexes like that, maybe he shouldn't have been in the watchtower. Hey, what is going on? Dumbass. Damn. Why am I spineless, man? Like, what about what I said made me spineless? Oh, you know what? I bet he. Okay, I get it. He's saying who would dare attack. So in other words, he didn't believe they were being attacked. He thought the guy was coming up with a false alarm. Okay, that actually makes total sense. I get it now. I'm with him. Yeah. He can't. He's so arrogant. He can't conceptualize the idea that anybody would dare actually attack him. Now, let's see if you're spineless. Yeah, I think he is. Oh, okay. He's gonna fight. All right. That's right. Guts is showing people their guts. Oh, you run like a little bitch. I had him right the first time. He was projecting. He called you spineless because he's actually spineless. Just as I suspected. Booyah. Man, he is murking motherfucker. So is she. Jesus. Uh oh. It's gonna blow. Look, he's reacting to the situation on the field. Get off his ass. Back up before I stab you. Oh shit. The caption says sweet, sweet. No, not sweet, sweet. Retweet. Retweet that shit. Good thing you saw that shit. Yeah, motherfucker. That's what you get for questioning orders. Nice little trap they had here. That's why that guy was running like a bitch. And you say this in front of your men, by the way. Why would you let a coward talk shit to you? You just raise your hand. You're like, okay, I'm sorry. Bitch ass. I'm not. I got a boo boo. No guts, no glory. She's mad, motherfucker. That's what you get for assuming. I'm telling you, man. Yep. No spoils today. You're a child soldier. It's almost like that's wrong, you know? These two. She's just mad she assumed. You assumed. Yeah. Yeah, you were assuming. Apologize. I like their relationship. Wow, that may be the first time in her life she's ever said that. And he saw it. He getting all smug about it too. She can't take it. Still talking shit. You wish, motherfucker. I assumed, sir. Boss Hog. Yeah, these captions are leave something to be desired here. Because Boss Hog is from what was that show with the race car? Punish him. Yeah, fuck them. The troops will just have to starve. They're doing a lot with the voiceover, the English dub voiceover. It's really good. They don't have any siege engines. What are you talking about? Everybody loves question orders, man. Yeah, do you guarantee it? It's a lot of pressure. Excellent. I mean, you gotta have siege engines to take a castle. I'm just saying. I haven't seen the evidence of that. I'm sure they do, but you know, they got their little shields anyway. That's right. Let's lead a cavalry charge against castle walls. That'll work. You better fade to black. Because unless you got siege engines, this ain't going to work. I can't remember if this is one of the ones that does important stuff in the closing credits, so I'm going to just let it run, but I'll talk while I do. What I was going to talk about was the fact that, like, before, I'd say the last 150 years, approximately, because I think this still happened during the American Civil War. So I guess since the American Civil War, the people with the highest ranks in the military would be the rich people. You know, because you would get glory in battle. You would use your money, and we saw this in Barry Lyndon if you watched that reaction with me. But you get some rich guy, he collects some people, maybe they're poor or whatever. Yeah, usually they are. They're broke, they need money. So he collects a company of people, like a couple hundred people. Gets them equipped, weapons and uniforms and stuff like that. Then he takes them into battle. And they win battles. He gets glory. He gets, rewarded by the king or the governor or the president or whatever the government setup is. Oh, here we go. Wait, is this a promo for the next episode? Okay. Gotcha. So, and you get glory. They get rewards, land, stuff like that. So, so what that meant was you commanded troops in the battlefield because you were rich or because, or because you knew very important people. So, that's not a very good qualification for being in charge of men. Sometimes they're good, most of the time it's bad. And that's kind of what we're seeing here. In the kingdom proper, you have these lords, these liege lords, who raise up their people and they only have that position because their father was the liege lord before them, and his father was the liege lord before him, etc. They were born into the right family. They're the oldest son. So, they were born into the position to command men in the battlefield. And so they look down upon anybody who's not in that same position. Even though, statistically speaking, most of them are going to suck as battlefield commanders. Because they were born in it. Like, even if they get trained from birth, and they usually did, they had to have some man-at-arms training them. Okay, these are the proper battlefield tactics, etc. You can have all the training you need, but do you have the fortitude? Do you have the instantaneous problem-solving abilities and the cunning to adapt on the fly? Okay, no plan survives contact with the enemy. So maybe any of these people with the upbringing and the training can make a good plan the night before the fight. But no, that plan does not survive contact with the enemy. So then what? What do you do then when the plan falls apart? Most of them will suck ass because they just intuitively do not have the ability to be good at the battlefield because there's only so many people. The mercenaries are commanded by people who are the best at what they do. They rose up. They started off as a spirit carrier in this mercenary group or whatever. Maybe they fought for a liege lord at some point. Leave that, start selling their services, watch other people succeed in the battlefield. But whoever among this group of 500 men is the best will rise to the top and start leading them. That's just how it works. Say there's 5 squads are attacked. 4 of those squads are led by people who are just mediocre. The 5th squad is led by somebody who's really good, and you find out in the fly, as the bullets are flying, he's really good. His squad survived. Everybody else notices that. So next he's in charge of more men, and then he does it again. Then he's in charge of more men, and then he does it again. Eventually he's leading the entire mercenary company because he was tested in the battlefield. He was the best among the people they had. When the previous leader gets killed in action, he rises to the top. So it's a meritocracy. The mercenary groups are a meritocracy. They're commanded by the best that there is. The standard regular military are commanded by people who are born into the position or they're rich. So they're biased against him because he's a commoner. And that's just the way it was back then. Now I know this is an alternate universe situation, but there's a lot of parallels between this and what actually happened in medieval times, right? So they look down upon him, but he's the best they got, and the king knows this. The king is smart enough to know that a mercenary company commanded by somebody tested in the battlefield who was promoted from within, That is the group you want leading your most important battles. Not one of these idiots who was just born into the position. So the king is smart to know that. All the liege lords, they feel threatened. And I think in the back of their mind they do know that, the mercenary commander is the best, Griffin. And that's why they don't want him to succeed. Because they know he's better. And they're intimidated. It hurts their position. So, but yeah, so this is a very accurate portrayal of the way things were back then.